Hello again, YouTube. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I got a message from Pinkers about doing some videos of different topics, and the first of those topics was my next door neighbor. A quick aside before I get into that topic. Um, any of the rest of you who would like to, you know, see me ramble about some various topics, whether I like mention it offhandedly and you want to hear more or whatever, just send me a PM and I will be more than happy to probably do a video. um, I obviously can't guarantee I'll do any video. There are some videos that are off limits from YouTube. There are some videos that I am morally obligated not to do. But all of those sorts of things aside, I will be happy to oblige any kind of video that I am capable of doing. Okay, so with that out of the way, and only a little over a minute gone by, I will get into the actual topic of the video, which is my next door neighbor. I believe I mentioned in my 5-tag video that I live in a primarily Mexican neighborhood. 90 to 95%, I would say, of the people who live here are Mexican. I don't really know how it turned out that way. The community itself does seem rather open to, Spanish-speaking people. Everyone who works here speaks Spanish too, and so I guess because it's welcoming and it's also, a little low end on the budget costs, it's just kind of worked out that way. So anyway, I moved in here, and I, actually feel a lot of the people here are very friendly. I really haven't had really any negative feelings about the place. Sometimes some noise outside that seems a little bit but other than that, I really wouldn't say that I feel scared to live here or anything at any point in time. But anyway, so my next door neighbor, friendly guy, came up to me the first time we really talked when I was pulling out, and I rolled down the window to talk to him, and we kind of communicated a little bit. He asked if I spoke Spanish, and I told him, hablo un poco español. I speak a little Spanish. And he, got across asking if I lived in that apartment and pointed toward mine, and I told him I did. And so he then asked me if I understood a particular word. And I really wish I'd written down the word or something so I could have gone to work and looked it up, because to this day I have no idea what word he meant. But I told him no comprendo. I don't understand. And he tried to say it a couple different ways, I guess, and I just didn't know what he was talking about. And eventually, kind of apologetically, said goodbye to him, and he was cool with it. He said goodbye too. I suspect he knows even less English than I know Spanish. I I took Spanish back in high school, and I took 3 years of it, but it took me 5 years to get through. Um, I passed Spanish 1, failed Spanish 2, passed Spanish 2, failed Spanish 3, then passed Spanish 3 just in time to graduate. So, and I haven't really touched the language much since high school, which was 5 years ago now. I guess 6, maybe even. I don't know. It's been a while, and so I don't really speak very good Spanish, but like I said, I know just enough to communicate on very basic terms with him, using lots of hand gestures and such. So, anyway, again, then, from then on, we generally, when we see each other, nod and smile and say hola or whatever. And he calls me amigo, so we've kind of got, a rapport going. And recently I came home. I had just been at work, but because I work at a gaming store, I also spend most of my free time there, and was just stopping home to grab some miniatures and then go back out to play some games there. Um, and so, as I was pulling up, my neighbor and a bunch of friends of his, maybe some other people who lived there. I don't know what the whole deal is, but, well, it had to be more people than just people who lived there. But I noticed he does a lot of partying type stuff sometimes and, like, leaves the door open, and it's cool. Um, so I came by and, there are a bunch of them sitting outside drinking. Maybe it was someone's birthday or something. I have no idea. But, I came up and he offered me a Budweiser, in the can, cold, unopened. And I mentioned, again, in my 5 tag video, I don't like beer at all. Maybe I just haven't tried the right beer. I've heard a lot of people say that, they didn't like beer until they tried X or whatever, but I certainly don't like Budweiser. And luckily, I had an excuse not to take the offer because I felt it would have been impolite to just turn it down, being like, "Yeah, I don't like that shit." But not to mention the whole language barrier. How do you politely decline something when you don't know how to decline it at all? In language sense, in the strictest sense, or at least explain, any kind of reason. I guess I could have said no me gusta, but luckily I had an excuse. I, was just stopping at home to get the miniatures and then driving right back out. And, so, I kind of, between hand gestures and a little bit of talking, and I guess some of his friends maybe knew a little more English, so they were able to translate a little bit. But I was able to communicate that, I couldn't drink right now. I was going to be driving right back out. And, eventually he smiled and nodded and understood and, put up his hand. And, I'm like, gracias, and so, yeah. So that's the story of how I got offered Budweiser by my Mexican neighbor. Um, I think that's about it for now, as far as crucial interactions. But I will certainly update you if there are any more interesting interactions with my next door neighbor. Let's see. That is about it for now. I am keeping under the 10-minute time limit on this one, which is nice. I still got a ways to go, actually. So I'm gonna end this anyway, even though I could ramble on for another 120 seconds, 2 minutes. This is only 8 minutes long. Now it's longer. So I'll probably start up another video right after this with the next topic. Hope you enjoy. Bye.